The Select Subcommittee will please come to order. Quorum is present. Without objection, the Chair is authorized to declare a recess at any time. Pursuant to House Rule 11, Clause 2, the Chair may postpone further proceedings today on the question of approving any measure or matter or adopting an amendment on which a recorded vote or the yeas and nays may be ordered. The subcommittee will use the electronic system for recorded votes on amendments and passage of the report. Of course, should any technical issues arise, which I do not anticipate, we will immediately transition to traditional roll call votes. Any procedural or motion-related votes during today's markup will be dispensed with by a traditional roll call vote. Now, pursuant to notice, I call up a report titled, After Action Review of the COVID-19 Pandemic, Lessons Learned and a Path Forward. The clerk will report the report, which has been distributed in advance.
A report titled, After Action Review of the COVID-19 Pandemic, the Lessons Learned and a Path Forward.
I ask unanimous consent that the report be considered as read and open for amendment at any point. Without objection, so ordered. The Chair recognizes himself to offer an amendment in the nature of a substitute, and the clerk will report the amendment.
An amendment in the nature of a substitute to the report offered by Dr. Wenstrup.
Without objection, the amendment is considered read, and the substitute will be considered as original text for the purposes of further amendment. I now recognize myself for 5 minutes for a statement on the report. And before I get started, I'd like to introduce some articles for the record that are exemplary of the Select Subcommittee's finding that a lab leak is the most likely origin scenario, that the Chinese Communist Party was conducting dangerous research, and this type of dangerous research was notionally supported by the NIH. I ask unanimous consent for a 2005 statement from the State Department that says China has a bioweapons program. Without objection, so ordered. I ask unanimous consent for a 2015 article by Dr. Ralph Barrick and Dr. Zhengli Shi of China, where they created a chimera of 2 bat-borne coronaviruses that gained function. Without objection, so ordered. I ask unanimous consent for a 2017 article by the Wuhan Institute of Virology researcher Dr. Ben Hu, where he created multiple chimeras of coronaviruses under a BSL-2 condition at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Without objection, so ordered. I ask unanimous consent for a 2011 article by Dr. Fauci and Dr. Collins that stated, important information and insights can come from generating a potentially dangerous virus in the laboratory. Without objection, so ordered. I ask unanimous consent for a 2012 paper written by Dr. Fauci that stated that the benefits of gain-of-function research outweigh the risks. Without objection, so ordered. But I want to thank all of those that voluntarily presented to the committee to give honest and forthright testimony. The report is the culmination of years of work and dedication. The Select Subcommittee held bad actors accountable, drove actual change in our public health agencies, and provided a roadmap for what to do and what not to do. I could go on and on about the findings of this report, but I think we'll let the 500 pages and 2,000 footnotes speak for themselves. Today, we're also releasing all previously unreleased interview transcripts and supplementary materials. We as a subcommittee are also grateful to whistleblowers that courageously came forward and through long hours and dedication provided important evidence that we may not have found. I want to thank the hard work of the professional staffers on this subcommittee, and I feel that that's a must. Our staff was an extraordinary group of hardworking patriots seeking to fight for, and this is my favorite Superman motto, truth, justice, and the American way. I want to thank my staff, Staff Director Mitch Benzine, Chief Counsel Eric Osherhughes, Senior Counsel Jack Emmer, Counsel Madeline Brewer, Professional Staff Member Peter Spector, Professional Staff Member Anna Blake Langley, Communications Director Liz Lyons, Press Secretary Olivia Coleman, and Director of Operations and Member Services Marie Policastro. In one scenario, years from now, people perhaps will have long forgotten what we did here. But if our work leads to a trustable system that is able to complete our goals of predicting, preparing, protecting us, and preventing the next pandemic, to me, that's reward enough. May God be with us and our future generations of Americans. I now recognize the ranking member for a 5-minute statement on the amendment.